everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. I am Nuzhat Sana. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. You can attend the quizzes on this app for better practice, and after that you can also read the detailed explanation of the questions you have missed. For regular updates, please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. Also, our latest initiative is UPSC Prelims Test Series for 2021 and 2022 in GK Today Academy app. So if you are appearing in UPSC Prelims, you may consider joining this. So now, without wasting any further time, let's get started. So today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 22nd of May 2021. Starting with very first question, National Public Broadcaster Prasar Bharati is a dash body. So in which category does Prasar Bharati lie? Actually, it is the largest broadcasting agency in India right now, and this is a statutory body. What do you understand by the statutory? Those bodies which are decided by law and has been set up by an act of parliament. Okay, so this is a statutory as well as autonomous body. Prasar Bharati Act was passed in 1990 and then later enacted in 1997. It comprises the Doordarshan television network and All India Radio. Why this question has been put here? Why Prasar Bharati is in news? So the reason is because Prasar Bharati fleeted a tender for a consultant to launch a channel with an international presence. A detailed project report was invited also to set up this DD International. Let's understand all these terms also. First of all, what do you understand by constitutional? Those bodies which have been enacted due to constitution. For example, there is our UPSC body. Constitution itself says that the country will have a body like UPSC, and that's why this has been formed. Okay, so these type of bodies are known as constitutional bodies. Then C is quasi-judicial. What does it mean? Actually, these are non-judicial body that can interpret law. For example, NCLT, you have heard about it, National Company Law Tribunal, and NCLAT. These are quasi-judicial bodies. Okay, then last one is regulatory body. Actually, these type of bodies are government authorities that is responsible for exercising autonomous dominion over some area of human activity. Okay, and what are the examples of regulatory body? It's your SEBI, then IRDA. Now one question you have to tell me is, who is present CEO of Prasar Bharati? Do let me know in the comment section. So this is the basic image of Prasar Bharati house. Question number 2, with reference to environmental science, what is A76 which was seen in news recently? What is this? Actually, as per recent data from ESA, that is European Space Agency, they have claimed that some type of iceberg, the name of which is A76, has been broken from the western side of the Ronne ice shelf, at which place in Antarctica, and now it is floating on the Weddell Sea. So basically A76 is your iceberg. What do you understand by iceberg? Actually, it is very large block of ice that floats on water or ocean. Okay, and it is expected that this A76 is the largest iceberg in the world, as it measures around 170 kilometers long and 25 kilometers of width. And as we know that Antarctica ice sheet is warming faster than rest of the planet, and it causes melting of snow, ice covers, and retreat of glaciers around the Weddell Sea. So it's causing a lot of trouble these days. And if you remember, few months back, a study reveals that Antarctica ice sheets are headed towards climate tipping points. By which year? 2060. What is this climate tipping point? Actually, it is a threshold that leads to large change in state of system. Means beyond this, you will find major type of changes in your environment. So as we know that there are several ice shelves in Antarctica and they have broken up, and that's the reason that many of the ice cliffs there may not be able to stand on their own. Okay, so please remember this keyword and this year. Question number 3, Satpura Tiger Reserve, which has been added to the tentative list of UNESCO's World Heritage Sites, is located in which Indian state? So from question itself you came to know why Satpura Tiger Reserve is in news, because it has been added in the list of UNESCO's World Heritage Site. And you know that if anything added in this list, then automatically it becomes important for you. So where does it lie? It is in Madhya Pradesh. Actually, ASI, that is Archaeological Survey of India, they have submitted 6 Indian sites to the list of UNESCO's World Heritage Site. and it has been announced by our culture minister. Can you tell me who is our minister for culture? And you have to know all these sites. First one is Satpura Tiger Reserve, which is in Madhya Pradesh. Second is iconic riverfront of the historic city of Varanasi. Third is megalithic site of Hir Bengal in Karnataka. Fourth is Maratha military architecture in Maharashtra. Fifth is temples of Kanchipuram, and it is in Tamil Nadu. And last one is Bheda Ghat, Lamita Ghat in Narmada Valley. And where does it lie? Jabalpur. So these are the 6 sites which has been added in the UNESCO's World Heritage Site, and it's extremely important to remember all of it. Talking about UNESCO, its headquarters is in Paris. And the third point is megalithic site of Hire Bengal. Do you know our stone age has been divided into 3 categories? First is Paleolithic, second is Mesolithic, and third is Neolithic. Can you tell me which stone age is of largest span? Means among all these 3, which is the largest time period? Fine. Question number 4. What is COVID Self that was recently approved by ICMR? Actually, this is a COVID self-test kit. Recently, ICMR, that is Indian Council of Medical Research, it has approved self-use rapid antigen test for the COVID-19, and it has been developed by MyLab Discovery Solutions. And this test in India is called as COVID Self. See, those patients who are symptomatic and immediate contacts of confirmed cases, they can use this self-use as per ICMR guidelines. Means the person who have symptomatic symptoms of COVID-19, and also if any person who has been in immediate contact of a person who has already COVID-19, then those person can test themselves with this kit. And ICMR has also warned that those who are symptomatic and test negative by rapid antigen test should get tested by RT-PCR as well. Fine. So basically this COVID Self is a COVID self-test kit. Question number 5. The Hanu Gholwad Sapota is a geographical indication GI certified product from which state? So from which state this belong to? Actually this heavy term is for our fruit, that is Chiku. Chiku everyone know? And it is from Palghar district of Maharashtra. And recently these were shipped to United Kingdoms. This fruit is known for its sweet and unique taste, and it is believed that the unique taste is derived from calcium rich soil of Gholwad village. In Palghar district, around 5,000 hectares of land is under Sapota plantation. Talking about some more GI tags. So in this category, first name is Gachi mushroom, and it is from Jammu Kashmir. Then Kovil Patti is from Tamil Nadu, which has got GI tag. Terracotta is from UP. Telia Rumal is famous and it is from Telangana. Then there is Sohrai Khovar paintings. It is from Jharkhand. And one more important is Kandhamal Haldi, and it is from Odisha. Can you tell me the Sangli Haldi which has got GI tag, it is from which state? Do let me know in the comment section. Question number 6. Which union ministry is set to give a financial assistance to transgender persons through DBT? What is DBT? It is direct benefit transfer. So which ministry has decided that it will help transgender persons by giving them financial assistance through DBT? So it is Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Actually the ministry is set to provide a one-time financial assistance of 1500 rupees to the transgenders, and for that the beneficiaries have to register themselves with National Institute of Social Defense. Once they will register here, then immediate assistance would be given to these transgenders. Few days back there was news regarding transgender again. Government of India has launched national portal for the transgender person in November 2020. It will help the community to apply for I-cards and certificates online. Fine. And it comes under the Transgender Person Protection of Right Rules 2020. You would have heard about this name Gauri Sawant. Why? Because Gauri Sawant is first transgender election ambassador. So please remember this point. Question number 7. Hive to Tongue Traceability Project is a part of which scheme? So it comes under National Beekeeping and Honey Mission. Actually government has approved this scheme for overall promotion and development of scientific beekeeping to achieve the goal of sweet revolution in the country. Okay. NBHM, that is National Beekeeping Honey Mission, it has estimated that 500 crore rupees is to be needed for this project for 2020 to 21 and 2022 to 23. so that they can develop beekeeping in country, and nearly 10,000 beekeepers in the country have registered under this project. Now talking about the revolutions, there is this green revolution which is related to agriculture. Now you have to tell me who is the father of green revolution, and also you have to tell me that white revolution is associated with which thing. Question number 8. Under which scheme the central government approves to set up AIIMS institutes? So Government of India has approved setting up of 22 new AIIMS so far, under which Yojana? PMSSY, that is Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana. 6 AIIMS have been set up and are fully developed now. At which place? So it's Bhopal, then Bhubaneswar, Jodhpur, Patna, Raipur and Rishikesh. And among these 22, 7 others are there in which ODP facility and MBBS classes have also started. Fine. So establishment of AIIMS institutes comes under Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana. Question number 9. As of May 2021, how many countries are members of the Open Skies Treaty? How many members are there in this? So first of all, this OST, that is Open Skies Treaty, it was signed in 1992 and came into force in 2002. And under the terms of this treaty, 34 members can conduct unarmed observation flights over each other territories. Why? To collect some sort of data. The condition is that they have to be unarmed. Okay. Why this thing is in news? Because recently Russia Parliament has decided to withdraw from this treaty. And last year also this treaty was in news because last year USA said that it would leave it due to continuous violation of the treaty by Russia. So right now in this there are 34 members. Fine. Coming to last question. Amphotericin B, which was making news recently, is a drug used to treat which disease? What happened is DCGI, that is Drug Controller General of India, has cleared applications from 5 pharmaceutical companies so that they can manufacture this medicine, amphotericin B. It is an antifungal drug to treat which disease? Mucormycosis, which is also called as black fungus. Central government has declared this disease as a notifiable disease under the provision of Epidemic Diseases Act, and several states have also witnessing increasing cases of people affected by black fungus, and now it has been declared as an epidemic in 4 states and 1 union territory. And in what type of patients you can find this type of symptoms of black fungus? Actually the patients who are recovering from COVID-19 or the patients who have earlier recovered from this disease last year, in these people we can find the symptoms of black fungus. So India should take some steps to control this disease and stop it from converting to pandemic from epidemic. Okay. So now there are 5 questions which you have to tell me in the comment section. These questions have been taken from current affairs of previous 2-3 days. So let's see how much you score in these 5. Let's read the first question. Government raises subsidy on DAP fertilizer by 140%. What does DAP stand for? So basically you have to tell me the full form of DAP. Second question. INDRP Attribution Tribunal, which was making news recently, is associated with which field? So this INDRP Attribution Tribunal is related to what? Third question. Which institution has released the annual Global Action Plan for Healthy Lives and Well-being for All SDG 3 GAP Progress Report? So this report has been published by which institution? And fourth is Zhurong rover, which sent back its first photograph of Mars, was launched by which country? This question you will definitely tell if you have been following the GK Today current affairs for past 2-3 days, because I have told you many a times. And the last question is, what is the name of the national platform used for vaccine delivery system in the country? So what is the particular name of this platform which is used for vaccine delivery system in country right now? So please be honest and don't do cheating. Let me know that how much questions you are able to do on your own. Okay. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some important news. Till then, stay tuned and please give a thumbs up if you like the content. Don't forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Nuzhat Sana signing off.